Okay, this looks legit. Pokemon Let's Go Datamine is going to happen any day now, and it's through some pretty crazy circumstances. This isn't like Pokemon Sun and Moon, where it was a rogue reviewer giving it to some hackers. This is just a regular guy that got a hold of the game early. So I'll be trying to dump the game, guys. I'm not a YouTuber or anything, I just happened to get the game. First time hearing of dumping, so I'll be looking up on how to do it. I'm an amateur at this, so thanks for advice on not getting my console traced. We'll keep you guys updated. So pretty much like any average person that gets a hold of something special, he just wanted to share it on YouTube. People got a hold of it and they were like, dump the game, give us everything, data mining. And then he's just like, wait, what? So that's going to make this one pretty interesting. And the thing is, we can see right here that he does not have like a demo copy, because that'd be another really suspicious thing if someone just showed a little bit of gameplay from Viridian Forest. But nah, he's got the full game. So that's kind of where we are right now, and that's kind of why I want to make this video. So in my last video, I was talking about, you know, just what happens if we get a data mine, because we're in that time frame. We're in the time frame to where anyone can get the game for any reason, and then that means everything is going to be leaked, everything is going to have the potential of being exposed. That's kind of where we stand right now. A weird thing is, there were a lot of comments of people saying, well, it's just Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, it doesn't matter, there's going to be nothing to data mine. Now, my response to these people is, have they even looked at anything about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? So far, what we've seen from Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is that it has more features than any other main series game, which I think is amazing, that there's so many new things to explore, so many new things to learn about the mechanics, the changes, and just the tons of new features that have been added, that a data mine is going to give us a ton of information, and I kind of want to do this video to show you guys what to expect. So my response to these people is that they're just not Pokemon fans. They refuse to care about Pokemon, they don't want Pokemon to do well, even though this game is amazing, and they just want to be hateful and negative for no other reason than being toxic, so they need to go in the recycle bin, they need to be right-click removed, and now we can go and talk about what to expect. So the first thing I'm looking forward to are the moves. And this is going to be from the Pokemon Sun and Moon data mine, so it's not like we're gonna, oh no, surprise, 7th generation Pokemon are in or anything, but we had a lot of stuff, and it's gonna be pretty much the same. So this was new Pokemon, buffs, nerfs, new moves, old moves, ability, mechanics. So we're not gonna have like any ability changes and stuff, but we are gonna see like some move changes potentially. New ability, not happening, new move, potentially. So actually, never mind, not even potentially, confirmed, because with some of the gameplay that we got recently at the Nintendo Treehouse, we saw that Eevee has access to 5 moves. We have Batty Bad, we have Glitzy Glow, and then we have the other 3 that we know about. We've only seen 2 of Pikachu's, so then that means we get to see all of Pikachu's potential tutor moves, the typings, the stats, and all that, how all that's going to work, so I think that's pretty cool right there. Also, Meltan. Meltan's going to have some new moves, so of course we're going to get the Pokemon stats, we're going to see his stat changes, we're going to see all kinds of stuff like that. That's why we have like the Pokemon buffs, nerfs, Cryogonal randomly, you know, plus 10 hit points, plus 20 defense. So that's kind of one thing I'm looking forward to, but I think the biggest thing is going to be the moves. So this is from the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire demo data mine. That's also where things are going to get weird, because with the demo of Pokemon Sun and Moon, that was able to give us the encryption and all the other and like the tools to be able to data mine Pokemon Sun and Moon almost immediately. That's not going to happen here. So once the hackers get a hold of it, they're going to be working on it for a while over the next few days to get it, and then they're going to have to kind of maybe adjust their dumping software or kind of get everything set up for that. So even though we're getting this leaked a week early, or a few, like, you know, a little less than a week early, it doesn't mean that we're actually going to have everything the next day or instantly like we did with Pokemon Sun and Moon, because the demo wasn't there. So maybe that's why, like, it's likely that's why Nintendo didn't do it, that they're expecting early copies to get out, they're expecting piracy, they're expecting everything to happen, so they just didn't want to give hackers the massive head start that they had, and I think that did hurt the game, because here's how I feel about the data mine. Like, people are saying, oh no, these people are just so terrible, just destroying the game and spoiling everything before it comes out. It doesn't change anything, guys. Day 2 of Pokemon Let's Go, all the information is going to be out there anyways, because we don't have to play these games of dumping the files, we don't have to work around with piracy and stuff. People are just going to get it, they're going to extract it, and then they're going to data mine it. So if anything, it's slightly better for people that actually want to learn the game. That the game, for 90% of people, is going to be data mined before they complete it, so by the time they make it to that in-game, they'll know how the candy system works. They'll know of all these new moves and changes and stuff, and they'll kind of understand what's going on, which is why I think that's like, alright, if it happens, the information's going to be valuable for guides, and it's effectively going to be the same thing, but instead of just like running around, not, like, there's going to be more concise information. I think less information is kind of the only good thing. Like, I wish we could just data mine a game and then not have it get pirated and shared like that, or hacked and then peek a hex and stuff like that. But that's not the reality. People just have to overgreed it on the really bad stuff. But one thing I'm really interested in is if there's going to be tutor moves and if there's going to be egg moves. Now, we've already seen that there's going to be potential tutor moves from the Master Trainers. So does that mean, like, when you beat a Master Trainer, you unlock all of that Pokemon's move tutors, but at the same time, there's also not breeding. So breeding has been confirmed to not be inside of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, so how are we going to get egg moves? Are the egg moves just going to become a part of the Pokemon's learn set? Are they going to become a tutor system? Or are they not going to be in the game at all? No tutor moves, no egg moves. Pokemon Let's Go is just going to be a vanilla moveset with maybe some moveset changes to kind of catch up with modern Pokemon. That's kind of what I'm interested in, and this is why I thought it was so weird that from the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire data mine, we were able to get the first look at tutor moves for Generation 6 Pokemon, since the only battle facility, the only tutor moves, were not in Pokemon X and Y, they were in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So that's kind of one thing I'm interested in. I just want that question answered. Like, that's the biggest thing to me. The next thing I wanted to talk about was also just any new areas, because Kanto seems like it's going to be pretty much the same. We have the map. Junichi Masuda has said in a lot of interviews that it's just going to be Kanto for the most part, but there are some changes. And then we have Pokemon Go Park. We can see that a few areas are tweaked a bit, like the Cycling Road just seems like Cycling Park, and a couple of other things are different. But is there going to be anything new? Is there that secret trip to the Sevi Islands after we beat the game? Is there something off screen here that's actually a battle facility, and maybe that's where tutor moves come to play, or some kind of extra feature? We'll find that out through a data mine. So again, like, we'll see new things. We'll find something new with the area, even though it is just Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Now, the next thing I want to talk about are the new items, because, I mean, we just had so many different kinds of dumps. We had so much data mining going on with Pokemon Sun and Moon, even Pokemon Quest. Like, we can just see that there's all kinds of things. We have game text, story text, encounter tables, so that's actually going to be pretty cool as well, like the Pokemon locations. We'll be able to find out if you can catch a Dragonite somewhere, if Gengar is encounterable in the Pokemon Tower, and that's going to be pretty hype. Trainer battles. The trainer battles are interesting, because we can actually see how competitive some of the trainers are supposed to be. So, I mean, these were all the trainers. Whoop. Was that just the demo then? I think that was just from the demo. But, I mean, we have gotten to the point where we can data mine trainers, and we can see the Pokemon's IVs, the Pokemon's EVs, how good or bad they're supposed to be, and stuff like that. So that means when it comes to Master Trainers, we can see how strong they are. We can also see the levels of the Elite Four. We can see those levels of the later game characters, and then figure out how the game's difficulty scales compared to other Pokemon games for the stuff that we haven't seen yet, like anything past... Is it Erica that we've seen, like, the highest level Pokemon? Someone said that there was a gameplay of Sabrina's Alakazam being, like, level 44. So anything past that, you know, it looks like the levels are going to be interesting. And then we get to see, is the game harder through having IV scaling? Maybe potential EVs sprinkled in? Is it going to be, like, a competitive Pokemon? Because a level 70 Pokemon, that's whatever. A level 70 Pokemon with good IVs and maxed out EVs, that's a whole nother breed. So that means you're going to have to either train harder, or you're going to have a competitive Pokemon around level 70 to match that against the Master Trainers. I think that's going to be cool to figure out as well. And then we just have, like, the text dumps and stuff. We get to see what items do. And I think that that's kind of a big thing. You know, I want to know if there's a shiny charm, if there's a lure module that attracts shiny Pokemon, if there's something, like, beyond all the items that we've seen, because we know there's more. Pokemon has confirmed through Pokemon.com with one of their little articles that they did, there's going to be a lot more items. There's going to be a lot more new stuff we haven't seen yet. So getting those item descriptions are going to help us with how the post game is going to work, how all the extra stuff is going to be. And I think that that's why a data mine can be a good thing, that if people see all this information, then that's going to change their mind. It's going to get to the point where now that people have access to the game, now that the facts are out there, they can't say it's just Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, there's nothing to reveal, there's nothing new, when we can see the just flood of new information that's going to be coming in. So I think that's pretty cool. Also, story stuff, we have new characters. That's already going to make things interesting. So we have, like, that, what is she? Is she the Seer or the Fortune Lady or something? I don't remember what they called her. But the girl in Celadon City that you talk to her, and then she's able to set the natures of the Pokemon that you encounter. Well, what if there's other characters like this that do other kinds of things? We might find out about that. So it's going to be like just scrolling through a lot of text and maybe doing some search terms and trying to figure out how it's going to break down. But I think that's really cool. So that just kind of shows us some of the things that we're going to get. I'm taking a look at my notes. Egg tutor moves, stat changes. Oh yeah, Pikachu and Eevee stats. This has been driving me mad for so long because we know Pikachu and Eevee are buffed, but we just can't figure out how buffed they are because the stats, they don't make any sense. Like sometimes the base stat totals work and then sometimes we see a different level and they don't. And then Pikachu has like 300 special attack or something at level 50. It's madness. So we get to see all those new systems. We can kind of break down and get a head start at how the game's going to function. That's just going to be good for guides, not having misinformation, all the correct stuff, and then whatever's going to happen with the competitive scene. So I like all that. Potential new areas, new items, item descriptions, text dump, new characters, all that story fun stuff. And the story is where I'm definitely going to be drawing the line because that's what I did with Pokemon Sun and Moon. That when the guy was like giving screenshots every 5 minutes of what's happening in Pokemon Sun and Moon, whenever I saw Lusamine, I'm like, alright, I'm not looking at this post anymore because I don't want to spoil myself on the story. I just want to know how the game works. I want to know all that competitive stuff. I want to know the deep things that I've been caring about in Pokemon since like Generation 4 when I learned about EVs, when I learned about IVs. Now I'm fascinated on this candy system. Now I'm fascinated on how new IV, EV systems are potentially going to work because we've already seen some changes that don't quite add up. Is there going to be the Verse Seeker? That goes back with items because whenever you beat a trainer, you can gain stats and like points in a stab. So that means if you rebattle them with the Verse Seeker, you can farm points that way, you can farm points through candies and stuff. So there's going to be those things to check out, and I think that that's pretty neat. But yeah, when it comes to story, you know, anything dealing with red and blue, definitely not going to spoil that. I'm going to try not to spoil myself. So I have to go through the data mine. I have to go through all the information people have posted, and then I'm going to have to try to figure out, like, okay, where's storyline, where's cool, helpful stuff, when are we going to just scale into the guides, what about the movesets, all that, and that's kind of where we are. So there's going to be a lot, guys. There's going to be a lot. It looks like it's pretty much guaranteed to happen. How long, how fast, we don't know. Is it going to be meme crypto? Is there going to be new encryption? Is it actually going to take weeks to break? So really this head start means nothing and we're not even going to have information by the time the game comes out, or who knows? So now things are interesting and we get to learn about the games at some point. So guys, enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.